Hey Divine Rebels, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and today we are going to do something a little different. It's so funny because I have all of these readings planned, and I'm still, I go with the flow and everything, but I have some really good ideas. I always have a list of over like 100 things to do, literally, actually, honestly, truly, and but I have a lot of good stuff planned for this upcoming month cycle. And then I was just like, you know what, I was sitting down to do one reading and I was like, I want to do crystals. So I have this big juicy velvet bag that my friend Kitty made for me long ago. Look, it's got some little light blue satin inside. She was so sweet. She made me these for different styles for different tarot decks, and this one is really great at holding all of these tumbled crystals that I have. And so I'm going to be doing some crystal casting, and these will be general reads. We'll see what comes up. I'm also going to be pulling from a selection I have over here, larger crystals. Some of them you've seen on my altar, some of them had been packed away. I still have more still, I think, packed away somewhere, or lost in translation moving perhaps, but in past times moving. But I'm going to pull one of those, and that will be like one of your anchors too, and I'm just going to do that intuitively, also without looking. So how do you pick your crystals? We have these cards here. These are in process cards, in the process. So my Wild Starfire Oracle that I made myself, my collage deck. I've had it for some years, and I pull cards from it on the channel sometimes. On my other channel, I even showed some of the process, or me making the cards that I had made, and so I don't have that channel anymore, y'all, but that was more behind the scenes and tarot reviews and magical practice and stuff. So I have some cards here that are in the works, have been for a while. And it's going to help inspire me to go back to creating some of them. So the options we have here, number one, or the letter A if you're feeling sassy, is this card here, which is like my Peacock card. Isn't that so beautiful? All right, so I add layers and layers to collage, and I love doing it. So these are far from done, but still you can get the energy of them. Number two is this one. It says, calling all curious the natural way. There's some bud on it, and it says lighten up for enlightenment. There's a white rabbit going down the whole desert energy there. Sorry, let me tell you the first one. I know I'm a Pisces, y'all, and I always go back and forth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Virgo season. Number one, but I always say if I mess up, then Virgo has something to correct, because Virgo would actually be pretty miserable if none of us made mistakes, because like y'all love correcting shit. Like that's a big part of your identity. So how can you be right if no one else is wrong? Or how can you think you're right if you don't think that somebody was wrong in their approach? I'm doing a favor. It's my civic duty. No. Okay, so number one has a painting of a person here who has just light, almost like twigs and veins sprouting out everywhere in different colors, yellows and blues and reds and little specks of light, and their hands are kind of prayer closed over their chest. And then there's a little collage piece of a nest that has like these blue eggs, blue, green, gray eggs, and then at the bottom there's another collage piece of a peacock. Okay, so jumping up back forward to number three. Number three says wild child. I was a wild one in my youth. So anyone who knows me knows how much, and the baby said, hey, how much the word wild means to me, and how much I use it within my artwork and my artistry at so many levels. There is someone sitting in the jungle with these like reverse kind of blossoms hanging down, and there's blue butterflies and a full moon and smoking volcanoes in the distance, and then on the side there's a collage piece of a volcano blowing, and this card lays landscape wise. For those of you that choose number four, we have Dance of the Wild. I am still changing. This constellation in the background is Pisces, and we have somebody who is like a belly dancer or some kind of dancer with a lot of scarves and things. The midriff is covered, but swirling, and one arm in the air and mid-dance off to the side of the card. Okay, it's a lot of soft colors like silvery blues and purples. For number five, we have Think Outside the Box. This is a silhouetted giraffe against an orange and yellow sky, and giraffes also connect to third eye energy with their antennas and seeing far ahead into the future. Okay, although this one is faced towards the left. which can represent the past. And for number 6, we have what looks like some kind of Greco-Roman bust of a person, and on their head there's been collaged some peach roses. There is an arabesque decor in the background that has arched windows. It says the Southern Cross on it. There's a little bit of that constellation. There's some lamps, some stacks of books, and just all of that kind of similar decor. So those are the options. For those of you wondering, I do descriptions because not everybody is using visuals while they are utilizing the video. Some are using audio, and some people have different accommodations that they need, or that they just choose to use. Maybe somebody is listening in the car, or people have told me that they listen while they're like jogging or walking and out connecting with trees and stuff, which is so beautiful. Hi, tree friends. Here, baby, do you need help? You want to see? Yeah. You don't need help, but you're handing? Okay. She's like, I don't need help, but I want you to do it. Look, true Capricorn fashion, right? And baby magic is a Capricorn and earth sign. So while you guys take your time, yes, you are, huh? Let's see which one. Y'all can fast forward, so I'm not worried about it today. We chillin'. Oh, my baby. Thank you so much. I'm trying. Mama trying to find it. Maybe this one. Wait, don't demonetize me. That was a commercial. We're trying. No, I know. We'll see if I cut this out or not, y'all. Behind the scenes, BTS, Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings, Mama Magic and Baby Magic, Puppy Magic. Okay, Witchy Pup was, little Conjure Pup was on one earlier today. We had a lot of people in the house, and Pup, oh my gosh, that Mercury and Sagittarius, little boss at britches, was going. Okay, so those are the options. Y'all know your options by now. I'll probably leave that in because I know people like to hear, you know, the sounds of home and the connection with baby. So yes, we'll go ahead and leave that in there. And now we're going to get into it. So for those of you that chose number 1, actually I shouldn't put them to the side in case y'all want to look at your card while we are doing this. For those of you that chose number 1, I'll put it up here with the peacock. Let's go ahead and get into your crystals. I'll be drawing them with my right hand, or sorry, my left hand. I'm right-handed. General read for those that chose number 1. Okay, I was wondering if you get this. So this, I put it in here because this is actually an expensive piece of moldavite. So we'll take it out now for your reading. And no, I don't always grab it actually at all. Sometimes it just kind of hunkers down in the bottom. So let's go ahead and see what we got. I've had this background here for a long time. This is actually a placemat that I got from Cost Plus World Markets, but all my first readings, all my first professional readings, everything were done on this cloth, and I love it. So that's the way to go. You don't have to go and buy expensive things from like new age shops. Go and get you a cute little placemat, okay, from the little TJ Maxx or something, okay? All right, so what do we got going on here? I did mix in some runes. We have runes face down. Okay, we have Jera and we have Lagos. Oh no, that's not Lagos. Okay. I thought it was. So what do we have going on? The closest thing to you is this energy. This is an aquamarine, a rough aquamarine. Some of you could be dealing with Pisces energies or Neptune energies. We have Neptune retrograde right now in the sky, along with many outer planets. There could be a lot of downloads that are coming with your third eye, or even the feeling that you need to project energy outward, like it's too much energy to hold within. Now you're ready to start sharing your gifts outwards. You might be getting insights that you feel like when you see someone at the store, you're like, did I just have a little daydream about them, or was that like a little vision or a little insight? And you might start seeing signs showing that you were really tapping into something, and then you hear their conversation, you're like, oh my gosh, I told you. You're like elbowing your family member, I told you I had that feeling about them, and look, here they go talking about it. So really, really trust your intuition, especially because I'm looking ahead, y'all, at the other crystals that you have here as well. You really have this, and this is a gift, right? You do have a hidden gift that is wanting to birth forward at this time. You could also be dealing with an Aries at this time. This is some aragonite, and you might be dealing with somebody who's very forceful and fiery and intense, or that could be your own nature. You could have anger of your own that's really blocking your own intuitive ability to let your gifts come forth, that makes you keep things hidden. Or maybe you might just feel like, well, I'm getting like a shooting pain in my left hand, and that can show anger, definitely. When I touch, like if I touch things that are from animals, like antlers or something, when they've died like more violently, I get the shooting pain in my hand, and usually I'll ask, oh, I can tell usually this one was naturally shed versus this one was after a hunt that someone took it or something. And I'm getting that feeling here. So either you guys might have felt like others have, violated you in some ways. Maybe you've had bad experiences with spiritual people and, healers, gurus, even like pastors or things of that nature. Or you could feel like when you go to be a spiritual person, that maybe you feel like it kind of gets away with you, like Sagittarius sometimes, right? Sagittarius can start getting away from themselves and become a little bit pompous and bossy once they get very spiritual about things, or they have higher knowledge, and that's part of something Sag has to work with or work on as a fire sign who's also very spiritual. So you guys might have this fear that you might get too ego based. And Natalie Hughes, if you watch Nath Hughes Tarot, said something really good, and she was talking about how, what you resist persists, and she was speaking specifically about the ego. The more that we're like, no, I don't have ego, we get more and more into ego energy, and there is a healthy amount of ego energy that we can have. And so that's kind of the message for you. You might have people who come and they seem to hinder your gift, but they might be being put in your path so that you can learn better how to use your gift, right? Being spiritual isn't just when we are sitting on a mountain, nobody's interfering with us, we're so high and mighty, everything's flowing, we're hearing, oh, like that's just not how it works. So some of you are learning that lesson right now, that it takes work to cultivate and dig up our gifts, that sometimes they can be shut down if we don't know how to work with our other emotions. So some of you are like, man, I used to be so spiritual, but how come now I can't, my sight isn't working the way it used to, or my readings aren't as on point. Well, you could be blocking other emotions because you see them as not being, spiritual enough. And when really you should honor them and let them flow and discover what they mean. Maybe there's a reason that you're feeling anger about things. Maybe you need to do readings about social justice, or maybe you're meant to do readings about people who have been, like for survivors, people who deserve protection and fierce love and intensity in their readings. And I do see that again looking ahead, so we'll get to that. So there's something about that with boundaries. That's a big thing too. So there could be somebody who's putting fiery boundaries up to you, and it doesn't mean they're necessarily wrong. There is the message here to don't assume that somebody's not gifted just because they don't show you that they are, okay? There could be somebody, this could also be a Pisces, it is bloodstone, but I'm also getting a Taurus vibe. You might have somebody who just seems so practical, so earthy, like they don't care, but they could have a very good intuition and, have just as much of a caring heart about things, but because they don't show you and talk about it and put crystals in your face or something, doesn't mean that they're not spiritual. So there's just it's almost like a tightrope, but you're learning to walk this path and discover what is, what are the good ways to assert your gift? When is it blessing someone else's space, and when is it too much and kind of getting into domineering other space? And also for you, vice versa. Okay. Now coming up here, we have the Moldavite. For those of you that have a star connection, astrology could be huge. Doing connections where of, you know, past lives in other realms, working with Star Nation, star medicine of any sort could be very big. Even just watching meteors. Moldavite is like a twice hit meteor, okay? That could be something that is very powerful to you right now, being under the stars. You might have like spiritual experiences where you're like, am I even in my body? You guys really will need to ground yourselves, like seriously, because Moldavite, when you first are around Moldavite, it just makes you like loopy. It just makes you feel like you are out on the ethers, like woo, especially if you are, there's so much Pisces energy in this one, there's Cancer energy. If you're somebody who's already sensitive, it can be really pulling you out, you know, zoning out. Okay, so if you're zoning out a lot, I'm even seeing someone where it's like basically spirit guides are like, hello, pay attention, you're driving, like you cannot be leaving the 3D right now, excuse us. Like, oh my gosh, you come on now. And to be honest, I actually had a car accident which wasn't my fault, but I blacked out and I left my body. And when I went and had a Reiki session, my guides were so mad at me, and they were sewing my body and stitching it in with this silver thread and like my etheric body back to my physical body. And they were saying, you're not grounded enough. They were so upset with me. They're like, you could have left too soon. You could have been gone. Like, you need to get it together and you need to ground yourself. And that's what I'm feeling for a lot of you guys as well. Part of it could be maybe you're wanting to have a better emotional connection with friendships. Maybe you feel that you haven't found your friend group yet, like kind of theoretically or like through the internet or like in the greater world, you know that there's other people that have the same vibe, and that does make you happy. But you're just like, okay, but I want like a tight-knit group. Like, I want my people, I want friends that are like family. And so that could be, you know, part of what makes you kind of go into other realms to look for connections, is because you're not feeling it here in the now. There's also the energy that some of you do have close friend groups, but there could be distance, or there could have been some grief that happened. There could have been a falling out with like a Cancer or a Capricorn, or even Aquarius that happens, or someone that has those placements, and it could be hard for you to feel like you can come back from that. There is that energy of like smoky quartz here is good for grief. It's good for loss. For some of you, you could have had someone, whether a pet, a family member, someone close to you, who actually transitioned over into the other realms, and so it's hard for you to be present here and to continue feeling like you're serving a purpose here, but you wanted to fulfill those contracts and you wanted to just live your life and just, of course, just love that person and have them here with you. For some of you, it is a mother. It could be a mother or a father figure, actually. Some of you, I'm getting, there could be adoption. You could have been adopted, or there could be something with adoption that happened. But also it could have been when you were younger. For some of you, it could have been a sibling of yours, maybe that you were supposed to have like another twin was supposed to be born when you were born, or there could have been a sibling that you lost when you were younger. And so it might be time, if you're like, wow, I haven't thought about that in a long time, this is kind of central to your energy right now, and it's a perfect time. We have the Cancer and the Capricorn balancing here, which is actually, right now it's a Cancer moon, and it is opposite Pluto and Capricorn, or Pluto and Saturn in the sign of Capricorn. So that polarity is hitting the sky a lot lately. You might have felt it through Cancer season. So something to think about. You might also look at your birth chart and see what Saturn, Capricorn, Moon, and Cancer are doing, but it's a good time to balance that. For some of you, your career has been giving you a lot of grief lately. You're just feeling like, I'm not, like, you guys are really trying to escape the matrix. That's what right here, Moldavite, in the center of all this, you're like, oh my God, like, you're sitting here with the different pills, right? And you're like, okay, which one gets me out the matrix? Like, I'm not trying to play these games anymore. This is too much. All right, Q Matrix by Achal. And this is you here breaking out. Some of you are Scorpio moons. You could be a Sag with a Scorpio moon, Sagittarius, or with a Scorpio rising. And you're just feeling like, what's going on here? Like, why am I continuing to be here in this situation. Like, I know that there are better things for me. How am I sitting here in all of existence and I'm sitting here stamping papers for someone else at a, a low price, to buy a house that I don't want to buy, to have to commute and use gas that I don't even want to have to be using from the earth? Like, some of you, it goes like that, and you might kind of spiral a little bit. That could be some of the anger for some of you that comes in. It's saying this is your gift. This is your hidden gift. So if you feel like you have kind of I want to be careful saying righteous anger, but like righteous anger about, we should have food, we should have safety, we shouldn't be treating the earth this way, any of those kind of things, that could literally be tied to your path, your karma, and also your nurturing purpose for being on this planet. So it's time to listen to that and to ground it. And it's so beautiful because way up here with your higher self, we have this desert selenite rose, desert gypsum rose, selenite rose. It's called any conglomerate of those kind of names, to be honest, as many names. But basically that crystal there is perfect at drawing in spiritual things from the ethers and making them very practical and very grounded in the now. It's excellent for business. It roots all those things. So you have selenite, which is connected to the moon, very lunar, but then you have this like grounded energy that would be kind of Capricornian, like it's good with business, and it helps basically to change through spiritual means the physical reality and realm. It's a great stone for manifesting and to just really empower yourself to bring in, the strongest bits of your higher self, your strongest gifts from past lives, and make them work right here in the here and now. Okay. I feel like some of you're having this worries and these stresses over here. You're waiting for the unknown to pop up and kind of hit you from the side, kind of like you're waiting. How some people are really afraid of like a meteor hitting the earth kind of thing. Maybe you are. You guys might be like, oh my gosh, you said it. It's kind of saying like focus more on what you're here to do, and if the meteor hits the earth, then the meteor hits the earth. You know what I mean? Like, what about all this stuff destroying the earth while we're on it? And just translate that into any relationship or aspect of your life. Get your life feeling good where you're at versus worrying about the things that are far off that you're not sure if they're even gonna hit right now, because this right here, frustration and not feeling at ease with your gifts, is way sooner to hit than something way off, from the universe coming to smash you. And I feel like the universe right here is holding you very closely. The universe knows your grief. It knows the things that make you happy and nurtured. It knows your gifts. Like, it knows how you can use what you see as your negative traits as empowerment. And it knows that literally your soul is meant to draw down energies to this world at this time to make a change. And that's why you're having, this balance of awakening third eye, connecting with your throat chakra, your solar plexus, meant to birth new things out and just blossom and be who you are. Okay. Yeah. You're humming around. You getting tired. Okay, so your crystal is rose quartz. This is a very peachy, almost like, it's reminding me of fish right now. Like, I don't eat animal, but like it's reminding me of fish, and there was so much Pisces here. So your energy here is to keep I don't know, just to keep your sweetness, keep pulsing, keep living, keep thriving, no matter how many times you feel skinned alive, no matter how many times people think that you can't make that jump. Like, I'm seeing the salmon, how they jump up the run. No matter how many times people don't believe that you can change colors and evolve, right? No matter how many times people forget how tender and vital and important you are, don't lose your heart. That's when we lose ourselves, that's why we go back to exes. That's why we miss who we were in those times, because we feel like we're not that person anymore. Usually it's not the person, it's not the place necessarily. Most of the time we feel that we missed a part of ourselves. And this is saying, call back your heart to yourself, call back your love to yourself, and have the courage to sit and love yourself and stay with yourself and be present with yourself. Okay. And that is what's going to anchor and ground all of these gifts and pull it all together for you. Okay. And if you've been worried about love situations, one, trust your insight, because you know what's going on. Two, have that confidence of yourself. Be cocky as a peacock, okay? Be plucky as a peacock, and know that you deserve the best and that you're given the best. All right, you serving to the suitors out there, but things of the heart are going to clear up, and this, what feels like this dark weight, this cloudiness on your heart chakra, will alleviate, and you will have both romantic love and love with friends and family. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you. Number ones, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. Baby, you got it. Just take a little bit. Baby is she's in her playpen right here, all cozy, but I had snacks in my hand and she's reaching over to get them, but she couldn't get them, so she was just like like with her hands trying to get them. And although I don't condone zoos, you know, when you're little and you go to the petting zoo and you're like, ah, and the animals are just like sniffing your hands, and she just kept doing it and she just couldn't get them, and that's what it felt like. It was so funny. Okay, so let me we'll probably just leave all this. I mean, it's Cancer moon. All right, y'all gonna hear some mama baby stuff going on and be more susceptible to it. Okay. All right, for those of you that chose number 2 with the Calling All Curious card here, let's see what is your crystal reading, crystal casting. That's a way outlier. Okay, you didn't get too many crystals. Let's see. And you got a seashell that I didn't even know was in there. Interesting. That rune is way off the chart, y'all. It's like 7 inches away, so I'm gonna have to go over there and get it in a minute. Let's wait and work our way up. So the closest energy here, you guys are feeling a little bit off center at the moment. You might feel like there's a lot of things that you have to control right now. You might be a little bit obsessive, like, how do I manifest and get what I want? How can I keep it? How can I? It's running out. This is a very light green aventurine, and so you might feel like your luck is running out, your prosperity, your abundance. Some of you are Sagittarians, and you're like, where's my bounce? Like, where's my happy-go-lucky? You know, where's my happiness? Some of you, maybe you're like, okay, I'm ready for my Jupiter return because Jupiter hasn't been blessing me up and I really want some of that. Right now Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Is it still retrograde? I believe it's still retrograde. No, it's not. It came direct. So, but you guys might really just feel like you're tied down to the fact that you're trying to manifest good stuff and becoming a bit resentful about the blessings that you're trying to achieve, right? Feeling a bit impatient, feeling a bit feisty, but at the same time you're like, is it impatient if I've been waiting 5 years? Like, really? I'm tired of it. Like, I'm ready to get up and go. Okay, I want to be over here chilled out, vibed out, living my best life, you know, having spiritual and physical journeys and all of this. Now, some of you, it's the opposite, and people wouldn't expect. You might be Aquarius as well, maybe Aries, and of course we said Sag, that you might have been living this like free-flowing life for so long that you actually feel burdened by it, and you don't really know how to stop without feeling like you're kind of given up on yourself. You might have some fiery friends. I'm getting a lot of Aries energy over there. You might have some fiery friends where you're like, well, I don't want to let them down. I'm feeling Gemini. I don't want them to get mad at me. I don't want them to be like, oh, you punked out, like you're just gonna go and now all of a sudden you're gonna be all traditional, you're gonna be all corporate, you're gonna be all, you know, whatever it is that they say, conservative. You're gonna go have your 2.5 kids, So for some of you, you're like, I just want to move out the hippie van. Okay, do I have to be this woo woo all the time? Like, it's driving me crazy. So it depends on where you are, but basically y'all are either one or the other. Pretty much, you're either like, if I don't get some freedom right now, I'm gonna lose it, or you're like, if I don't get some structure in my life and, you know, some responsibilities and some obligations and act like an adult, like, I'm gonna lose it. Like, this is too much. It's too much. This is ridiculous. Hold me accountable, please, universe. Come on, you let me get away with everything. Okay, it sounds like my ex. Okay, a distant ex. All right, Sagittarius, yes. Mars and Aries, yes. Yeah, so there's the energy here that maybe things like, some of you, you feel like you're losing your fight. This could be in two ways. Either you feel like you're actually losing a fight, like you're battling legalities or a particular relationship, you were fighting for somebody or something of that nature, and now you're like, you know what, I'm done. Like, maybe you remembered you had some Libra placements in your chart and you're like, this is so old. Like, some of you have Capricorn, you're just like, like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm cool with this. All right, it's above me now. Some of you, it's just the fact that you just don't feel like you're gonna be out there Christina Aguilera fighter all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, I just want to be at rest. I want to be at peace. Some of you have Aquarius South Node or Aries South Node. Yeah, something like that, where you just, your soul is like, I have been fighting all for so long. Like, can I just rest? Can I just find happiness? Do I have to always be at odds with somebody? Maybe you have Uranus in your 4th house or on your midheaven or on your moon or something, and you're just like, man, this is getting so old. Like, it's getting so old. I just want to have consistency. I just want to feel like I can bond with someone without having to constantly party or fight or wig out or, you know, whatever it is. Like, not to say you want to change everything. You might still want to chill with people and hang out and stuff, but you just, it's almost like there's this, I don't know, this feeling that you're being made to be in a role. So whether that is being stuck in the role in an office and not able to go and be as free-spirited as you want, or being stuck in a role that you're just like, this feels so, like, I feel like a caricature of like a hippie. This is so corny. Like, what? So this feeling of like, where's my authenticity? And I'm getting tired of everything that isn't my authenticity. How can I become more authentic without like searching for my authenticity, like, you know what I mean, like, in a spiritual way? So it's kind of like this strange feeling here. I feel like you're getting closer to it. This is starting to align more upright. It's pointing to tapping into some spiritual energy with the seashells going that way, and the rune is way up there. I'll pull it back in a minute, y'all. But you know, it's like you're starting to get led in the right direction of where you need to go. Now, Cinnabar, this is very interesting. The mercurial energy, there is Mercury in Cinnabar, so if you ever see it raw, don't touch it, okay? But yes, the tumble form is more okay, but it has that you know, this cinnamony, fiery energy to it. It's almost like icebreakers, y'all. Like, you know how the icebreakers feel, like the gum, in a stone. And so y'all might literally be trying to thaw out situations in your life and find a way to break through without going too toxic when it comes to thoughts and communication, to break through barriers that have been there. Now, this could be someone that you've been beefing with and fighting with, or that had you on block or on red or something of that nature. This could just be feeling like, again, that you're not seen. Like, maybe you want to be in a certain scene and you're like, man, how do I get into the acting scene? How do I get into you know, communications, writing, singing, whatever it is that you love so much, you know, going on boats, boating, anything like that. Oh, what, baby? You know, you could feel very discouraged sometimes, and just like, what do I need to do to just claim? Do I need to just go karaoke? Do I need to go out and hold a sign? Like, I feel like a lot of you are aesthetically maybe tapping into the energies you want, but not feeling like you're rocking them, and you're like, what is this last thing? Some of you, though, it's root chakra stuff, okay, because we're way down here in the root chakra energy. You might feel like, going back again to that frustration with manifestation, where you might feel like, oh, like, why is it so hard for me to either be happy with what I have in the physical realm, or to get anything in the physical realm. Like, why is it hard for me to achieve in that way, to call in things? Now, this could be tied to your sacral chakra. I'm seeing this here, the sacral, and this is like the orangey picking up right there. It could be that your desires are not in alignment with who you really are. Maybe you're saying that you don't want, you know, to own anything, but then you have a lot of earth in your chart. Actually, you know, I've seen that sometimes where people have a lot of earth in their chart, but maybe they were around so many fire signs and air signs, or they were around, or they had like a lot of transits earlier on in their life that made them feel more okay with kind of destabilizing, or they were just kind of like fighting that part of themselves because they thought they couldn't achieve it. And then they end up being like, what the hell am I doing? I don't even like being free spirited. I want a house. Like, I want security. What am I doing? So some of you are like that, where you're having this wake up call that your desires are not what you thought they were, and you're just like, how the hell how do I bridge this? Right? I'm at this intersection, but it feels like one of those freaking what are those curly Q things? I know in, you know, England, y'all are all good at them. In America, people don't know what the hell to do in those curly Q lookabout roundabout things, you know, those streets, and then you're supposed to spin off and go in the right direction. So that's what y'all might feel like, and you might just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going in circles, I'm spiraling, how do I get off? This isn't a crossroads, this isn't an intersection. It feels like I'm on this, what are those rides at like Knott's Berry Farm, where like the pressure of it spinning pushes you against the wall and you stay stuck on the wall? Y'all know that? What's that ride called? Topsy-turvy or something, probably. That's what y'all feel like sometimes, and then it stops and you're like, whoa, where am I now? Right? Stumbles out dizzy, looks to your friend for guidance. So up here, and you guys could, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of you could be very thrown because of sexual relationships. Some of you are going to be changing your preference in person that you want to be sexually active with. You could be changing your gender preference. Not to say that you didn't always have a spectrum of preference, but I think some of you, you're going to be surprised, or the people around you will be surprised, that all of a sudden you're dating someone of a gender that you weren't normally dating, that type of person. Or it could just be a totally different style. They're like, what? You just can't, like, I keep getting the example of someone who's very like so-called free spirited, all of a sudden going very kind of more corporate or practical, and then people being very shocked, and then you being like, actually this feels more natural to me than I felt in a long time. Here with the cowrie shell, it could be a good time to start trusting yourself with your own divination, your own messages, your own inner wisdom. But it's like, don't, you know, cowries have teeth on the underside, so I'm getting like, don't bite back from yourself. If you know that you're, you know, kind of letting yourself be a little bit too smoked out, should we say, a little bit too nebulous, a little bit too delusional, you know how to pull yourself back. You know how to put that sharp bite in. You know how to cool yourself down and be like, no, that's not true. I feel like you guys should be someone who's good at reading your own cards, for example, or good at interpreting your own dreams, because you do have the ability to be authentic, and that's what a lot of you might not feel like. Or you might feel like you proclaim that, but inside you just don't feel it all the time, or that you just are, maybe just at the time of this reading you've gotten off of it a little bit and you just haven't been feeling good just because of frustration, or you haven't been laid in a while, or you haven't had your, you know, medicinal plant medicine, or whatever's going on. You haven't been able to go out and jog or travel or hike for some of you. So I feel this energy, it's almost like from the desert to the ocean. Some of you need to kind of road trip, and that could be a big part of healing what's going on with you. Let's see, speaking of road trip, let's take off my mic and go around there to get that crystal. I know. I had to go all the way up there. Thank you. Did I do a good job getting it? Oh, baby magic is very proud of me for going and getting this. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's an upward arrow. What is that one? Turas? I'm forgetting the names of the runes tonight. I apologize. but basically I'm getting more just the image of the arrow itself than the meaning of the rune right now. So I'm gonna talk about that because it's very Sagittarian. It's the only way is up. This was so far up there, like literally that image of Sagittarius shooting the arrow, or like Merida for brave, like going to, like the archer has to see what nobody else can see, or know in your mind's eye where your mark is so far off, right? The archer can't jump. The archer's not jumping through the air with the bow, right? The bow has to go precede the archer and go and hit its target and start putting in motion the plan of what the archer's doing way back here. So if the archer's hunting, that arrow's got to go and start doing the will of the archer before the archer can even get within sight. You know, can even get, they might see, okay, this animal's running, they're going to be here, the trajectory is there, they just ran through the bushes, I'm going to set this off, this arc, you know, the arc is going to go like this, boom. And then 15 minutes later, they catch up with it, right? That is the foresight, the way to use your guys' mind and your energy right now. It's almost like momentary blockages, even just sitting there and thinking about feelings and stuff isn't really the way to go so much. Not to ignore them, but it's more like, don't be so focused on the trees that you don't remember there's an entire forest, right? Or maybe don't be so focused on the tree in your backyard that we forget that the Amazon's been on fire, right? Like things like that. So use that you guys have that big picture energy, and use it for your own good right now. Use it to connect and pull and draw your emotions out instead of feeling so overwhelmed that you collapse inward on yourself. You guys have some things that you put in motion a long time ago that are still flying through the air and about to hit, and you are going to be shocked because way down here you think it's draining, you think you're losing all this energy to manifest, and the reason is because it's time to let go, boo-boo. It is time to let go of that arrow because it's all the way up there. Boom, done. Right? If you keep that arrow knocked on the bow, on the string, like it will never reach its mark. You have to let it go. You have to let it go. So whatever situation it is going on, let it fly, right? Just let it fly and know that it's going to work. Tell yourself instead about how all of this circular spiral, right, this topsy-turvy spin you're in, how all of these roads are amazing, and you're about to jump down the rabbit hole, and it's going to be the tastiest option. It's going to be the best one, because how could it not? Because it's your life. Put that energy out there. You direct that chaos. Oh man, I love that everything's up in the air because anything I want can happen right now. Oh, is this a blockage? Well, I know the perfect way to get over it. I'm just going to imagine all things flowing around it to me. And so it's really the headspace, and then take action on it. Okay. Realign with what you desire. You're going to be going back to old desires that you thought you didn't want anymore. And you're going to be like, wow, I actually do want to go back to nursing school. And instead of sitting in that, oh, why didn't I learn? Why didn't I do this? You're going to be like, bam, signed up, still got it, still remembered some stuff, still got a lot I need to brush up on, but we doing it, we out here, okay? So that's the vibe. Calling all curious. Let yourself be curious. Let yourself just feel natural in the learning process. Lighten up for enlightenment, okay? So that's what I got for y'all. Number 2s, these are coming out all deep or long. I hope y'all will watch through and that you appreciate it. I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Are you just tired? That much? Yeah. Yeah. That's my tired baby. Are you hungry? Thirsty? Okay, nope, bring it back for a moment. We have to do your anchoring crystal. And that is actually Himalayan sea salt. It's so gorgeous. I've used it for clearing, actually, with this cloth, clearing readings when I'd read, you know, a lot of, like at fairs and stuff, a lot of people, tons of people, all, you know, back to back. It's so gorgeous. It's usually people's favorite crystal. that is on my spread, and it's not actually a crystal. So just, you know, back to that groundedness, back to getting a little salty. I'm thinking of all the salt that's in sand, and you have the desert energy here. You also have the water, going to the water, there's sand there, kind of where the desert and the ocean meet, right? There's this bar of sand, and just this salt, this integrity, this truth seeking, and also good for finances, okay? Because salt is where we get the word salary from. So I think it was Roman soldiers were paid in salt. That's how precious the commodity was. So, and still should be respected, right? Hopefully things are not being overly mined or utilized from the Himalayas with this gorgeous pink salt that we all love. So that is your grounding point, is literally salt. You guys might look at what different salt minerals can do, you know, as okayed by your health practitioner, and you might need to do something like that. I'm even thinking about how I was telling a friend they were doing one of the juicing cleanses to detoxify, and you drink a little bit of salt water because that helps your system cleanse. So again, research that. Minors, please don't do that. Ask your parents what you should do for your health and things like that. Trust your intuition, but talk to your parents. But there could be ways to utilize salt. Some of you might need to balance your sodium intake or use a healthier form of salt. Always make sure the source of where it's coming from. I know they're starting to find plastic and sea salt, so finding a really natural source. Maybe you guys will be using Himalayan salt or a different kind, but anyways, that's what I'm seeing. I don't want to say anyways, because I do see natural food and intake being something that's going to be a game changer for you, actually. So whether it's getting more healthy minerals and salts in your diet, or cutting either the processed kinds, the toxic kinds, or lowering that intake altogether, is something that could really be a game changer for you guys. Okay, so stick to your grounds. You do have integrity. Handle life with a bit of salt. Okay, I love people that got salt about them. All right, that's your reading number 2. Thank you. All right, number 3, wild child. I was a wild one in my youth. For those of you that chose number 3, all right, the crystal casting here. General reading for those that chose number 3, wild child. All right, a little bit of crystals for this one too. Right here in the middle, we have rose quartz, and I'm seeing you carry this burden of this relationship and nothing showing up for the other person. So I am going to see, what can you see about this other person? Okay, some of you definitely work with this person, okay? You work with this person, and it's very interesting. You guys got lava stone. I kid you not, that is lava stone, and you have the volcano card. What? Badassery. I love it. Look at y'all. Y'all so cool. All right, but you got feelings. Feelings. So deep in your feelings, we can't say it because it'll demonetize. But speaking of monetization, you guys are over here. You might have somebody, it's like y'all are orbiting each other around work. So they could be coming up on where your place of business is and trying to act like they are trying to get some knowledge when it comes to business, or they need help. Okay, really? That's your third mocha frappa cappuccino today. You're telling me it's wrong? Okay, maybe their name starts with an R. I'm seeing the rune over there taking a peek. Really? You're gonna ride through again? But this person is trying to get your attention. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're the one who was pursuing, okay, because they weren't showing up on the map, and then you said zoop, pulled them right in. You got Kumbaba Jasper over here, which is the shamanic stone over there with that peach moonstone, getting cozy. You were like, who in my soul group can I call in? I need to call in a big one. All right, I need me a ride or die. I need somebody. And some of you are in denial right now because the R on the rune, it's sideways. It's not face down or upright. So you're trying to peek. You're trying to peek out the side of the curtain, okay? Look on the stage and pretend that you ain't at the show. Look at you, but you showing out. This rose quartz up here in this. Again, that's making me think of the sacral chakra. Okay, all up in your sacral chakra with the feels. Trying to say you're professional. Okay, well, we'll let you be professional then. This person could be sensitive, emotional. They can be younger than you. This is a moonstone, and it's reminding me of a little tooth right now. Okay, so they can also have spiritual gifts, and this is also reminding me of like a shark's tooth. So they could be a water sign or have water in their chart: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They could have some Sagittarius, kind of a feisty, fiery energy in their chart. They could be a little bit more dangerous than you think. I think you're like, I can handle you. I got the one up on you spiritually. I can call you in. I can magic you. All right, I'm every woman. I'm every person. It's all in me. You know that whole song, right? Whitney Houston. But there's, you know, you think that they just over here pulling out these little baby teeth. You don't know the big bite that they got. And this person seems to have circled back around up about you and could be viewing you through your work. Maybe some of you guys have public positions, or they have to go to your place of business, or you work in the same office together, something of that nature. Now up here, I'm like dun 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 dun, looking up here, and I feel a little warning from the ancestors, like we got this lava stone up here, like, you know, you wild, and you know you like to be in control. This person's a little wild too, and they're emotional, okay? And you guys are sitting here, and it could be with finances. Maybe there's been some back and forth about belongings. Maybe they're just distracting you from the energy you should be putting to your career and business and things of that nature, and what you should be pulling into your life, because you're using so much, like all the juice. You're using all the juice, and this person is either the one who's responding to your open-ended request that you might need to edit, or this is the person that you were specifically calling in because, you know, you wanted to get you a little something. So they're saying, watch it now, you're more porous than you think. Lava stone, although it's, you know, comes from this fierce origins, lava stone is porous. And so if you put any essential oil on it, right, the nectar of the flowers, all these flowers upside down here, this card is so perfect with this. If you put any essential oils, it will hold the scent. So you can actually get like a bracelet or a pendant or something with lava stone and put your essential oil on there so that you could, you know, have that scent and that aromatherapy and everything. So this look, you want to make sure that this leaves you with the good smell in your nose, okay? You don't want to be left with the stench of this connection here if you're pursuing something where you know that you guys just might not be respecting each other in the same way, and you guys come at things differently. When they're emotional, you're just about what you want in your business and the goals and da 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 da. When they're feeling like, okay, I got something for you, you might either detach, or you might feel like, well, why can't they just be nice? Why can't they just be friends, right? Why can't we just chill? And then having that card of travel and journey and everything. You might even be trying to, you know, cross a little mountain, go a distance for this person, and really put yourself out there. Now, some of you are young and you're like, look, I'm young, I'm wild, I'm free. Oh, is that a song? Okay, and some of you are like, well, I don't care. I've been too responsible for too long. I'm seeing some Libras finally lose it. You got a little Scorpio or Sag or Aries in your chart. I don't care. You know, I'm about to be wild now. So to each their own. All right, if you can do it. The ancestors are kind of like, okay. All right, if you must. You know, and I do see that you are heart-centered, though. You do have the rose quartz here, but your heart is getting up in your sacral. So basically, it's like when your feelings get up in your sexy time, watch out. Watch out, I'm recording this on a Cancer moon. Your feelings could get you. You might think that you could do a little, break up sex. You might think you can do a little hit it with the ex. You might think you can do a little Tinder one night stand, whatever. Telling you now, be careful. And you're like, I'm a business person. I can handle this, right? I can be a professional. I have a game face. They can't crack me. Okay, you just might crack yourself, okay? Because you have your whole own scheme and thoughts and feelings and spiritual, like Akashic record stories about what's going on in this union or what you perceive as a union, and the other person has their complete own idea about what this is and about the past lives and the connection and what's going on. So it's like you guys can read each other, and you can know when each other is, like, I feel like you guys know if the other person's like thinking of each other or sending energy each other's way, but you guys mistranslate each other massively. Like, I don't know if that's making sense, but yeah. So you, like, for instance, if we were like your spirit guides and your ancestors were like, sit down and write your past life together, one of you would be like, oh, so it all happened at the racetrack, and the other person would be like, oh no, oh, so when we was at McDonald's, like, and your whole spirit crew's sitting there looking at both of you like, ain't y'all a mess? What are you talking about? That was in, BC 1252. Okay, over there on the island. Weren't no horses, weren't no McDonald's. All right, so y'all just be all over. You kind of project on each other, are writing each other's own stories. You have intense energy fields, but I think you both are looking for somebody to have like this spiritual deeper connection with, to have an emotional connection with. So on those grounds it syncs up, but I don't know if y'all are gonna stop kind of playing these little games and trying to cast each other in the roles, because I don't think either of you will really back down. You might be more stubborn though than they are. You might be more stubborn. You might be the one who started it a little. You might have saw them and been like, okay. I could pull a little of that and I could sweeten a little of that to me. All right, so let's pull your overall crystal. Ooh, we have orange calcite. Look, sacral chakra. Work on the sacral chakra. So you might have needing to see what your true desires are, and letting them blossom in a way that best serves you overall. Okay, so it's not saying close them down. No, there might be something that needs to release here. You might even do like sacral chakra work. For those of you that applies, maybe yoni steams or eggs or whatever goes with your health care. Get your checkups, all that kind of stuff. Work on your own pleasurable life with yourself and everything, and then you might want to take that and explore with a partner. It's kind of like, know where that's coming from though, because you could be mixing up a lot of spiritual things and feelings and plans and random experiences and roles and stuff that you want this person to achieve for you, and it might not be taking you where you want, or you might be like at cross aspect, like canceling out your own fulfillment, or you might be wanting so many things and putting all of those experiences on this one person that was just shooting sideways. Okay, it's not, none of these different volcanoes are kind of letting go that you're trying to call forth. Instead, something's just like at the side. Okay. I don't know what the sound effect. All right. Yeah, so try to get things to flow a little better. You're gonna have to be honest with yourself. All right, I know that you're good and they are good at just making their reality be what they want. Be like, nope, that's not reality anymore. This is my reality now. This is what I say. This is the rules. La 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 la. But I don't know, y'all. Maybe that's the reason you guys are brought head to head, because it really is a head to head, is to address the fact that y'all both do that in relationships. Okay, so in the middle of the rink we do have sacral chakra energy. You could have a good time, you could have a friendly time, you could have a peaceable time. For those of you that you're like, well, this isn't a romantic situation, it could just be a playful, fun, joyous, healthy kind of connection, versus like wilding out, fighting, jealousy, that kind of thing. Find something creatively constructive and fun, and a way to express yourself and feel that you can be yourself around the people that you are currently around. But a lot of you, it's either actually physically interacting with this person, or you're energetically trying to bombard them. And most of you started off spiritually or magically behind the scenes trying to control this situation and call them in. So that's what I'm seeing for y'all. Let me know if you like this reading. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. Y'all, I thought this was just gonna be some little short cute readings, and instead there's some big long cute readings. All right, just make sure you watch them through. I can see when y'all are just like, oh, 7 minutes. It's a man, person, sirs. All right, please watch a little more, a little more. All right, for those of you that chose number 4, we have Dance of the Wild, I Am Still Changing. And we're going to get into your crystal cast. Crystal cast for those who chose number 4, general reading. Those who chose number 4, Dance of the Wild. Okay, y'all got a lot of crystals. All right, we're starting off with feeling energy of this moonstone. We have a selenite here. There's the need for protection and grounding, but definitely some protective energy is needed around you at this time. You have the selenite with the smoky quartz. Yes, definitely. So if you've been concerned about the energy and energetic influence of others around you, yes, this is a good time, especially those of you that are water signs. We have Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer energies here. We also have Capricorn and Taurus. It's very important that you protect yourself energetically. Call in your helpful spiritual beings. Make sure you know the energies that are around you. If you feel that bad vibes from somebody, you know, and it's not like in a way like, oh, well, I don't like that you say curse words necessarily like that, but like, you know, sometimes you're just like, that person don't have good juju. Like, we just, that's not the look. That's not the feeling. That I don't feel safe energetically around this person, or for multiple reasons. Listen to that. Okay. It's very important that you listen to that. A lot of you are feeling very kind of raw and emotional. For some reason, I'm getting that some of you might be doing things like getting your nails done, or like little things like that to like feel like, okay, I have control over my body, I have control of my life. Maybe some of you are like, I don't know, I'm seeing someone like buffing up their sneakers, you know what I mean? Maybe over there with the toothbrush scrubbing things up, or just, I mean, it is Virgo season. Maybe paying attention to small details of your appearance or your body, or like, finally I'm going to get my curls back, or different things like that. And it's part of trying to find a harmonious emotional balance. Maybe you feel like, okay, when I notice these things that aren't right in my life, or that I feel like aren't right, or that aren't the same as they used to be, I can just get worked up emotionally. If I'm having a bad day and I look up and I see that, you know, my eyebrows look like this, my hair looks this way, or whatever, it just makes me so upset. And so I'm gonna start, you know, reclaiming different stresses and emotional anxieties in my life by paying attention to these little aspects. Maybe some of you are watching, okay, let me drink some water more, let me watch what I eat, let me not you know, have such a high alcohol intake, things of that nature. It could definitely pertain to, I don't want to say diet, because I don't think it's in a critical way for a good portion of you. I think it's just more, you're like, no, that's I don't want that anymore. Like, I've gorged myself on that, and I feel like that's just not going to make me feel the way I want to feel. So that's a good place. You guys are starting to ascend and use your emotions more as a guide to what is going on around you. We even do have the rune of Lagus here, which is water. Emotions and water. We have Aquarius, or Aquarius, that some of you are Aquarius, the water bearers. We have aquamarine here, which is a Pisces stone, which is an emotional watery stone. Smoky quartz is a very watery stone in some ways as well. So you guys are very much sensitive to the lunar energies. You might have been drawn to this reading because I'm doing it on a Cancer moon. I'm a Pisces myself, water dominant. I feel like it's time for you. This is reminding me of a seed. See the shape there? It's like it's time for you guys to reap the benefits of your emotional labor that you've been doing. All right, even that looks like it, right? So some of you, especially those of you who've been through really, really rough things, Scorpio placements, you might really identify to that. Like, man, I always have to be the Grim Reaper. I always have to be the one that experiences all the intensity and the tough things in life. People expect me to do it with, water signs might feel like people expect me to do it with this grin, with this smile. And anybody, if you're drawn to this reading, it could just be that, watery energy in your chart wanting to come out, or emotions wanting to come out and just release. There's this release of grief where you just want to give it. It's like that, give it to God, give it to universe energy. Maybe you felt like, the stuff I've been through is so intense. It feels so yucky. It feels so tar. Like, I don't know where to put it in the universe. Like, if I do a healing on myself and I pull all of those, bad situations and horrible experiences and feelings out, like, where do I put them? I don't want to put them somewhere where it's going to hurt anybody or anything. So I feel like some of you are that caring, where you're like, I don't want to damage or tarnish anything else in the guise of working on myself or healing myself. Like, where if I'm not holding that energy, who will be holding it? So it's important to remember you deserve to release that energy too, right? The card says, I am still changing. You're allowed to still change, to still grow, to become more full. It's like you're at a half moon and you guys want to experience what a full moon's like, right? Or maybe you've been at a full moon and things have been intense your whole life and you want to feel what does a new moon feel like? And you're at the half moon phase. And that's when amazing balance can happen. And it takes being willing to see kind of both sides of the moon, right? The things that seem very light, the selenite things, the things that feel like very high vibrational, but then also seeing that smoky quartz is actually very high vibrational. It helps us deal with grief and death, and it transitions to other realms just the same, right? It's protective and it's very nurturing and loving. If you're having a lot of anger and disputes and stuff in your household and you put smoky quartz like in the kitchen or wherever the fighting is occurring, it helps dissolve that energy, that depressive, angsty frustration and resentment that causes certain types of fights. You know what I mean? Like in long-term married, like couples or married couples, where it's like, why do we even feel this way about each other anymore? So you guys are really ready for a breakthrough. I'm also seeing from the angle that I'm sitting that smoky quartz looks like a frog. So some of you are ready for a breakthrough when it comes to your children, when it comes to your spiritual path and your transition. But I'm really feeling this thing with children, and maybe even going into career path. Maybe you've been very set on who your child had to be, what they had to do, what they had to accomplish, or maybe your parents were that way with you and you've always kind of carried that. It could even just be society in general, maybe for your demographic or your culture or your religion that you were raised in. You had a very specific typecast of who you were supposed to be, what you were supposed to accomplish, and what you should do. But you're like, you weren't a creature that's just born to be in one element or one thing your whole life, right? Frogs are tadpoles, they're water creatures, and then they can go on land and they can jump and soar and they can go in trees, right? They can touch so many elements, and that's why they are able to have such a sacred place in animal medicine. And so I feel like you guys are able to traverse a lot of different territory. I keep wanting to say elephant, and I'm looking at the agate here. The agate stone is very Capricornian, Taurian, and some people sometimes say Leo, but you might have a family member that is more rigid or more stuck, or just someone that you care about, or wish that you could care about if they weren't the way they are kind of vibe, if that makes sense. And it might be very hard for you, like, how do I deal with them? For some of you it's like a boss or even just authority in general, but the idea here is I was hearing that the frog knows or sees or feels things even the elephant can't remember. So it's like when we allow ourselves to change often, there is a beauty in being consistent and being the same, and using all, like, never forgetting anything bad that's happened to us and always using that wisdom. But there's a beauty in transforming and saying, I know that burnt me that time, but I couldn't jump then like I can jump now. Okay, right? I know that I was afraid to go on land before when I was a tadpole and I would have dried up, but I got legs now, hippity hop. Okay. And so you are meant to try out different things in different cycles that people around you, maybe your ancestors, your parents, people that you love, maybe your spouse, are not equipped to do in certain ways. you can change up. You can fit different situations. You are still changing. It's the dance of the wild. It's your own movement, right? It's this, if you can see this like energy right here where their fabrics blowing around them, that's this. You're in the middle of spinning yourself into this enlightenment, into this ecstasy, into this joy. You're like the tadpole that's just about to jump, like, you know, in the process of uncoiling your legs, springing forth and realizing how you can soar through the air now, and then stopping that moment because someone says you can't do that. You're a tadpole, you're not a frog. And so this energy is like, allow all that grief to pass, that fear of flying, that fear of soaring, that fear of letting yourself flow and be. Yeah, just allow yourself to experience. Let yourself move different, okay? Let yourself make moves in a different way. Some of you might literally just want to walk different. Maybe you feel good in your body now. You didn't feel good in your body when you were younger. You had bad posture. You tried not to walk in ways to make predators, you know, not make them, but you know, all that predatory energy. And now you're like, screw that. Like, I just want to walk in my skin. I want to feel my body. Like, I want to be free. You know, maybe you have a different swagger than what's cool on your block or something, and you just want to be yourself now. Or you've just changed. You're just different. Your body's different. You're different. What you like is different. How you're working out is different. It's like, let yourself transform, okay? And over here, way off, we had a honey calcite, which is so sweet. So sweet. So two things. Some of you could be getting ready to change in a way that's vastly different than when you met your honey, okay? When you met your boo. And you're wondering, you know, do you have the right? Should you change up? Is it okay? What's going to happen? All these kind of things. Should you be practical? Does it make sense to still try to appeal to your partner? All of these kind of things. And the answer is, look, honey draws the bees, the ants, the everything else, okay? There's nothing sweeter than being yourself like that. There's nothing sweeter than rocking who you are. And if they can't be drawn to you with that, then they never should have been around in the first place. All right, that's the vibe on that one. And some of you are wondering how to call in, you know, sweeten yourself to love and just be attractive and luscious and just scrumptious, okay? And the energy is letting yourself hit this transformation, hit it hard. You know, when someone, they're like, wow, puberty just hit different. All of a sudden you were 25 and you hit puberty. You know what I mean? Man, I don't know what happened. Or, you know, sometimes people just travel to a different country and they come back, like it just hit them different, okay? You guys are at one of those places in your life where your whole energy, you're going to allow yourself to attract who you are to yourself, if that makes sense, and merge with yourself. And that is going to be like, that's going to be the most attractive shit anyone in your life has ever seen on you, period. Now let's get your hidden rune over here. All right, yeah, look, it turned into a W. It was the M. Yeah, we're not really worried about you know, if you've been tripping out over men folk, whatever kind of folk over here, you've been tripping out about finding a boo, if you've been worried about trying to, you know, work so hard, it's like less working hard, less trying to attract, which is actually pursuing, right, and chasing, and just doing your own thing. This is Pisces energy here, and Pisces, that's how we be. You could be a Pisces attracting a Leo, okay, or a Capricorn or a Taurus. You could be a Cancer as well, attracting one of those signs, or a Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, you can be any of those signs attracting any of those, but Leos are really being drawn in, okay, and maybe some Aries. But instead of just working so hard for that, you just going and doing you and being dreamy, being a little clueless is going to draw the alphas, all right, these hunks. I don't know why that's the word I'm getting. All right, these A-listers, these, you know, whatever is that top tier of, wow, you just tick all the boxes for me, okay? They're going to be like, pew, all right, that's it, pew, trying to catch what Roadrunner, pew. Okay, like you put some catnip, all right, and they're just this little old lion, okay, just a little old lion in your hands, just putty, and you're like, okay, but I gotta go, my dance number's up. I'm dancing with this, I was gonna say dancing with the stars, meaning the actual stars, because I'm a Pisces, but that's a show, so I don't know, maybe you guys are gonna try out for Dancing with the Stars or some other, you know, creativity that you're gonna put yourself forward to. And actually I do see some creatives getting together, so don't worry, don't try to blow air up the ass of the, you know, if you're liking the person who's the head in the show, the main lead, and you're doing stuff creative, you're doing the makeup, you're behind the scenes more, you're the muse that the superstar needs, okay? We ain't worried about it. Okay, so what is your anchoring stone? All right, y'all, stop the press. Your anchoring stone is merlinite. Merlinite is literally a stone of the muses. If you want to creatively find who your muses are, you can journey and work with merlinite. You will start having creativity, ingenious ideas, creative problem solving, all these kind of things with this stone here. So yeah, you are the muse. Channel it in. Find your inspiration, better yet, let it flow, be your inspiration, your psychic gifts, your emotional nature, your spirit guides, all of that, and even the things that you saw as your shadows, your fears, your scary things are all conspiring to make you thrive and shine and come from behind the scenes out into the public. Some of you are 12th house placements, where you have a lot of Pisces or Neptune contacts, or a lot of like 4th, even some 8th housers, or like Cancer or Scorpio placements, and you are going to get the shock of your lifetime when all of a sudden it's almost like you're a 10th house placement, all right, and everyone can see you and you finally get the recognition that you've deserved. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I love it. Let me know what it is you do, your creative juices, what you are spinning into. If you'd like to share, I would love to hear, and please let me know if you like this reading and if you watched it to the end, because I know this is a bit long. Then, you know, sometimes people like shorter pick of cards, but these readings just want to come out long for some reason with these crystal readings. So let me know how you like this. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right. Oops, scrumbled it up, y'all. Scrumbled it up. All right, for those of you that chose number 5, think outside the box. Let's see what we have with your crystal casting. The general reading for those that chose think outside the box, number 5. General reading. Okay, ooh, you guys got a lot of runes. All right. Now, I'm hearing that, who is it? Oh, who sings that song? Is it the Black Keys? Baby, I'm howling for you. You got Howlite down here and some adventure. And then I'm hearing like the Wolves by Selena Gomez, and actually it's more just the feeling of the wolves than actually the song, and Timberwolves, and oh, like this chasing, almost like, I don't know, some of you want somebody from the north or somewhere where you can see the aurora borealis or something. There's Sagittarian energy, there's a feeling Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Oh, there's some of y'all are on the hunt, like you are out here to find your dreamboat. Okay, you're trying to look at, we even have the rune for ice, Isa here. Okay, yes, some of you are really trying to get through some difficulties, get back to your blessings, and find a way to call this person back to you. Maybe you met this person when it was cold or in winter. This person could be a Capricorn, they could be a Scorpio, they could be Aquarius, they could be a Sagittarius, but the kind of Sagittarius who is more a little bit detached. Okay, maybe they have the other signs in their chart. Yeah, and we do have Leo and Aries here. It's the vibe of the person who would normally be thought of as the prey, or the person who would just be too chill and too cool to go after someone. It's like something in you is wanting to go after this person, and there could be a long distance away. Now, some of you, this is a situation, or it's even a move, like a physical move, and you're like, think outside the box. Like, I want this person, I want this situation. But I think it's like a whole setting. I almost feel like for some of you, it's a whole setting. Like maybe you met and you guys were up, I don't know, in north in like Canada or something, and you were like, had this amazing time. You're out under the stars. You had all of this experience go on, and then something happened and you guys were separated. It's almost like somebody waving their flag, and maybe some egos and fighting and stuff got in the way. All right, someone's tooth got a little bent out of shape. Someone started fighting within the relationship instead of, you know, outside protecting. Didn't think into the future, didn't think long term. Lost some really good blessings. Okay, y'all might have even traveled together, been on the road together. And now it's this feeling of like, shit, how do I get that back? Like, I will like crucify my ego, my desires, my wants. Like, I'll go broke. What do I need to do to get this situation back? For some of you, I'm getting this is definitely a same-sex relationship. For some of you, it's not, but I am feeling that there's going to be a strong number of people that are inquiring about a same-sex relationship or attraction here. Yeah, I'm even getting like camping. Like, you guys could have been out like camping or like cabin. Maybe they're like, what are they? Like a lumbersexual, right? Like, they always wear flannel. They could be a Taurus. They might have like the beard, the whole thing. Or just have like a very outdoorsy kind of breast. They could have be like Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Yeah. And the earth person might have been the stubborn person. It could go by both ways. I'm seeing fire and earth. That could have been stubborn and messed up the situation and caused somebody to close up on them. And now it's like you're walking on thin ice if you're even in my life at all. Like, where our auras touch, there's thin ice. And it's because I iced you out. And let it go, okay? And so it's saying you're going to have to think outside the box. And it's interesting because this even looks like boxy, like this square here. You're going to have to think outside the box to get this person's attention. I'm taking it in. I almost feel okay. I'm actually going to pull a couple more crystals. They all want to go right. Bam. They didn't move at all. Okay, yeah, there definitely could be a Leo or Aries in this situation. It's just like clarifying the Leo or Aries energy with a ton of Leo or Aries signs. Citrine, Tiger's Eye, Cinnabar, Sunstone. It could also be that this person, maybe their 5th house placements or their 1st house placements, they just wanted to chase what they wanted to chase. And they might have used very traditional, like earth sign kind of reasoning to get away with the bullshit they were doing, okay? Because we have this agate here. So maybe they were like Virgos with a lot of Leo in their chart or something. So they had a way of coming off practical or using business or school or whatever for the reason of why they're going off and doing whatever they want, right? And they're not putting dedication down into the situation. But really, it's just like, no, you were immature. You were acting like a little kid. You didn't want to take care of your children, maybe. You wanted to, you know, fee, fi, fo, fum, you know, have your temper, your outbursts, whatever, and then go have your fun and expect that somebody else was going to be taking care of all the business and all the adulting and all the practical, real concerns. Now, some of you, this wasn't a relationship. This is yourself, okay? This is you to yourself, you to you, me to me, okay? You are wanting things in your life and you're wondering why you're iced out from them. And it's because you have these two warring sides of your personality, all right? You might have some placements that are Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, and other placements that are Aries, Leo, Sag, and they're kind of clashing and preventing you from getting the full blessing that is wanting to come and pour into your life, like kind of preventing your cornucopia from coming into you and blessing you up. So you might start getting something, and then if it takes too long, because we have the blessings way down here, right? You're sad, you want something, the universe starts bringing it in for you to bless you, and then it's like drama, ego. Either you start feeling yourself too hard about something, or you start and just like kind of walking all over everybody else, or you just change it up because you want what you want and you want it now, instant gratification. So, and I'm seeing so many instances. There could be like 6 different instances in your life, 6, 7, 8 of them, that you're doing this right now, or that you just burnt yourself. So it's saying, think outside the box. Use all that fiery energy to be a pioneer and see ahead. That's when fire signs really soar. Fire signs do the best when they use their energy forward, moving actively to really catapult all these urges, stretch them out. Okay, so for instance, Aries, people forget Aries rules war, right? And they're known for being very short term. They're better sprinters than runners, but they're really good at strategy when they want to be, because they rule war. So yes, it's a series of little battles that get their attention, but add those all up and you have a war won. So some of you guys need to start thinking of things more in that manner. And some of you, it's the opposite. You're so in the earth energy, and I want this plan, and this is what I want with this person, or this is why I want to live where I want to live, or this is what I want to achieve, that you like miss the moments of passion and interaction when you should be present with that person, or when you should go and book the ticket, or start, doing whatever it is in the small intermediate moments, the moments of, hey, do it now, be inspired. And you pump the brakes. So it's saying whichever side that you are being stuck in, think outside the box. Listen to that other aspect of yourself. If you're like an earth fire connection, or it could even be water, because we have ice, which is like water. If you are feeling like a water sign's withdrawn from you, you might need to coax that person out of their shell, and being too brazenly, la-di-da, and acting like you don't care and like they're just a joke to you isn't going to be the way to get that person to open up. And being too rigid and like, well, this is my plan, I'm going to control everything, and I'm pretty much going to ignore you until we suddenly arrive at the long-term goal that I have for our relationship, which makes no sense, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus placements. Makes sense to have an end goal, but you've got to be a human being along the way, right? So I feel like there's a lot of that, trying to figure out how to do big picture, small picture simultaneously, right? Adulting but having fun, all right? Dating but not playing yourself, okay? Not wrecking your long-term stability. Some of you are really concerned about careers and throwing your career off by trying to go and have some fun. Now, some of you are concerned about children. Maybe the person you're interested in have children, or you feel like that you're just some of y'all are like, I'm so freaking fertile. Now, if that doesn't apply, please just excuse this portion of the reading. But some of you just feel like, I'm so fertile. I know it. I can feel it as soon as I try to get jiggy with it. Nah. Okay. Here come the triplets. And some of you, it could be the reverse. Actually, I am seeing some infertility and feeling very isolated, or there could be some pain that has happened because of childbirth or a pregnancy or something like that, where it makes you separate from the whole. It's almost like children are ruled by the 5th house and Leo, and it's almost like you separate from that entire world because of this negative experience that you had with childbirth or pregnancy, or even from trying to have casual, playful sexual relationships. Maybe it didn't go so well, and so that whole energy of like the 5th house, physical pleasure, connecting with children, being more lighthearted, it's something that you want but that you don't know how to do, maybe, or that you just feel out of sync with, right? And so it's just saying small steps, warming up to things slowly, and definitely not seeing yourself as whatever opposite it is. Some people, I think, in this reading are feeling like, well, I don't have fertility in the way society says, so I can't date in these kind of ways. And I feel like that's not true. That's not true. You're valuable and lovable and sensual, all the same. And some of you, it's the opposite. You're like, okay, me and my 5 kids over here, I can't date because I got all these babies. And it says, no, you still know how to be practical. You know how to look for warning signs and the red flags. I'm literally seeing, that's what this is showing up as, is the flag. A lot of these runes, when I'm doing them just in a straight crystal reading like this, are coming up more as images, almost, these little hieroglyphs, versus just their traditional meanings. Okay, so be advised. yeah, so it's like, no, that's not true. And some of you, it's like your kids are a little old enough now. They might not be on your hip. Some of you are like, no, they're on your hip. Maybe you have older ones to help. But you can start thinking about it, because I feel like you're strong and wise enough. You're not going to let anybody unsafe get around your children. So it's kind of the idea of, and some of you, it's your inner child you're protecting, because you've done so much work on your inner child. And so it's saying, don't let that. That's the worst thing we could do to children, our inner child, the fun, innocent things, is to tell our innocence, whatever innocence, whatever form that takes, that we're not going to go have fun and pleasure in life because we have to protect our innocence. That's like that. Our innocence will just feel guilty. It won't feel fully healed, right? So find the balancing point. You have good luck that wants to come in. Keep all the ego, fiery tempers in check. This person from a long distance does want to come in. Especially if you've had a little bit of communication with them. Now, if you're the one who burnt them, like we talked about earlier, that's a long road back. All right, you better get to work. Keep it cute, keep it fun, keep it nice. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to them. There are so many Leo stones on here. Pay attention to them. I don't care if you're the Leo. Pay attention to them. But also have that respect that they are a long-term investment, and this relationship is a long-term investment, and that you have to earn it back, okay? And if someone else is trying to come back that you love, but they were on that bullshit and they were really incorrect in the past, hold them to coming correctly, okay? But still keeping it cute and fun. So let's see your overall anchor stone. I hope y'all are watching all this. We have aquamarine. All right, aquamarine is a stone of Pisces, so we can have some Pisces on here. I always have a lot of Pisces, I think, on my channel, because I'm Pisces. Yes, it could be the time of March could be big, or right now when we're recording this, we are about to have the Pisces, not about to have, we're about to have Virgo new moon, but later this month we'll have Pisces full moon. This person could be born in February or March. There could be themes of water. Maybe you need to go and travel to the ocean. Think outside the box from where you are. Get out of all the icy energy and connect with them, or commute or something of that nature. Try opening up with music. Okay, music is big. Neptune is very responsive to music, so that could be a good way to share. But don't just leave it at that. All right, personalize it. Maybe explain why you picked a song. Put a little sentences or words, but try something artistic and creative and meaningful, or something spiritual to connect to this person. If you are reading about somebody that is very Piscean or into like Pisces kind of things, like spirituality and art. Or even if they're not, kind of warm them up that way. It can be a segue. Everyone likes music of some sort, I'm sure. So that's what I'm seeing for y'all. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you again on another one. Bye. All right, on to the last one. This is going to be a long old video, y'all. Sure is. I'm supposed to be going live too right now in a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I know it's not gonna be so cute, but all right, there we go. We get it back cute. For those of you that chose number 6, the Southern Cross, a lot of education and learning and world travel, taking over the established energy and making, it's kind of like, it reminds me of street art. It's like taking the established energy that's forced on you and deciding to throw your expression on that instead of vice versa, and feeling like you're always the one being chipped away by stereotypes and things. So that could be something you're exploring in your life or relationships. Now let's see what your crystal cast is. General reading for those that chose number 6, the Southern Cross. Ooh, you guys got a lot of stones. Crystals, you got the moldavite as well. Okay. Gonna open this up. I leave it in the bag because it's a little fragile. It's okay, my love. Sorry, Mama did that loud. Yeah. All right, so starting off here, the closest energy to you, we have Unakite. It's a pink and green stone. This one actually looks, like it has a little heart on it, and it's very tied to the moldavite. So you guys, your heart energy has been off the charts. I'm getting, some of you might have been having like little heart palpitations, or like I'm getting it right now, like acid reflux, or I don't know, just something going on. Whew, in your chest area. I'm like getting shortness of breath. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing a whole spectrum of this. Some of you, okay, Taurus, y'all, Taurus and Leo, if you're feeling that way, it's time to distress. Go see your doctor. Anybody feeling that way? Okay, check in with your health. But Taurus and Leos tend to hold a lot of stress in their chest. Yes, and Geminis as well, okay? So pay attention to that. You might really want to pay attention to the air that you're in. I'm seeing someone smoking. I know smokers, especially Geminis, hate to be told not to smoke. But I'm talking about, like, I'm seeing cigarettes, y'all. That's coming up as like, nah, that's, you don't need that right now. I'm even feeling like some of you, you don't need the high. Okay, you guys, it's funny because y'all might not have chosen the option that had the marijuana on it. You guys you're having other things of the heart get you high, okay? And that's the thing. Some of you, that's what you're feeling, palpitations. It's like when the Grinch, you know, when his heart starts to grow. Yes, I just inadvertently called you the Grinch, but some of y'all are Scorpio or Capricorns. Cough. All right, the Grinch signs. Aquarius. I swear, what is going on with y'all? I'm feeling so much energy in my heart space. 1 minute I'm like, oh my god, this is the end, this is the end, I'm not gonna make it, I'm not gonna make it. The next minute is burning, it's fire. And the next minute I'm just laughing and feeling giggly, like there's some little butterfly hummingbirds in my chest. Like, what is going on with y'all? What is going on? Are you in love? Okay, you in love over there? What is going on? I feel like a Missy Elliott video, which is like random things happening all over the place. You're just like, I don't know, I think it's love. Some of you are about to have a wild ride romantically. I'm getting like goosebumps everywhere. I'm getting chills. I'm feeling shy. I'm feeling excited over here. I'm channeling it so hard. Some of you have somebody's energy. I'm like, does someone have a crush on me that picked this? Like, what's going on in this reading? Some of you is so cute because you're the type that's more practical or stable, and you're all of a sudden gonna get like all willy-nilly with your emotions, and people are gonna be like, are you giggling? Did this Capricorn rising over here just giggle? What is going on? Are they, oh my gosh, like people are just not gonna know what to do with you. And some of y'all are like, I know, that's why I can't let it happen. Boo, it's already happening. It's already happening. Okay, and we have quartz by it, which just amplifies it. This is a rutilated quartz, and it has the, ooh, let me see. Let me look at the light over here to see which one this is. Okay, yeah, this has the gold colors in it. So it could be someone who has Leo. I'm feeling a strong Leo Aquarius energy. That just got you a little shook up. Okay, your Uranus can be prominent in your connection, which has this love at first sight feeling, but it's just like you feel like that heart-strum feeling when you feel like when you're not feeling like you're having a acid attack in your chest and you need some Pepto-Bismol. Okay, but it's just going to keep amplifying, and it's just going to start feeling like better and better until it just feels golden. Like, stay golden, pony boy. Just like, oh my gosh, I just feel, it feels nostalgic when it's happening right now. Now some of you are like, no, it's not happening. Maybe I do see some of you having a wedding around you planned, and you might be like, I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of seeing lovebirds. Oh, out of this world. Oh, is it cute? Oh, okay, yes, we know you're dating. Stop rubbing noses. Okay, you're not rabbits. Some of you over here trying to be mad. You need to quit. You need to eat some food. Okay, I'm seeing over here, I don't know why, with this kyanite, this blue kyanite, maybe it's reminding me of apatite. Like, y'all need to eat some food and stop being grumpy. Okay, those of you who over there trying to be mad right now, and you still gonna catch some feelings. You gonna catch some feelings. You gonna catch some feelings. Look, you're like, this is so immature. I'm gonna click off this reading. Really? Watch who's gonna come back talking about sitting in a tree. KISS. Can I get demonetized for that? I don't think so. All right, that's y'all right there. You're gonna do something fun for a second, and then you're gonna be like, wait, let me be an adult. Until it really gets you. And once you get bit for real by the love bug, it's over. It's over. The old you is just gonna be like a monument to you don't even know what. You're gonna be like, was I really like that? Did I never really smile in the past? Did I never really, it's for some of you, it's just been a while. It's just been a while since you had it like that. Some of y'all about to get laid, okay? This fire quartz is not playing. It's usually like upright like a teardrop. It's literally laid out on the side, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, and we got this lapis lazuli here. Okay, so business is fine. Stop using that to stress. Okay, you got good intuition. Ain't nobody worried. No, you just about to get caught up. You about to get caught up. Hey, and it feels like I'm even seeing like an ankh symbol here with this. So this could be someone that you really plan for this person to come in, and you're like, look. I need you to come in and get me shook, all right? This could be like a pre-planned booty call, all right? It really could. Can you look at that? Look at you. You are efficient. Okay. Yes, but I feel like all areas of your life are finally about to synchronize, and maybe this was the last plug that you really needed to unplug, okay? Block, if you will, because we have a way up there, we have the bronzite, we have this charoite here, and then we have that's not charoite, I always call it that, y'all know the purple stone, I always forget, and then the kyanite. So those are all about balancing all different areas of your life. Finances are going to get really good. Now way off in the distance, you guys are more and more going to get called to deal with your habits, to have more of a responsibility. When you work with bronzite, it has this energy where, like, for instance, when people want to like party all the time, like Aries and stuff, they always want to party and drink, and then they start carrying that stone, they'll be like, this is so weird, I didn't even want to party or drink or anything, like I just wanted to go to work. So y'all are gonna have that, but ironically it might be to other areas of your life. So for those of you strong Capricorn feel who try to use logic to get out of having fun in life, okay, y'all might have picked more than one option. It's gonna work backwards, where it's gonna make you have to go have fun, and you're gonna be like, ain't this the damnedest thing? Can you believe they made me take a vacation? All the shit I ever heard, so some of you are just gonna be so surly and so mad about someone having the audacity to make you fall in love, having the audacity to put it down like that, okay, and then try to talk about a wedding. What? Well, get out of here, right? That's how y'all gonna be feeling. Now some of you are, I feel like a fewer number of you guys are going to be the ones who are sneaking up on someone else, and they are just going to be so surly about the fact that they are melting. And it's funny because they could even be like a Pisces moon. Like a lot of earth signs, like older earth signs, especially like male earth signs that have Pisces moon, they will act so surly. Like they'll try to cover it up. Like Cancer moons, Virgo moons, Taurus, all those soft moons, they'll be trying to act crouchety and cover it up and pretend like they don't know what you're talking about, and then underneath they'll just be all sensitive. Now you could be dealing with a person who has been through a lot, because we have the Southern Cross. You could be dealing with somebody who they had to come from a harder point of life than you did, or maybe you are that person, or maybe some of you, I even see you going to a college where you're like the minority, where you're the person who had to really work to get there, fill a special spot kind of idea, and now you're blossoming and blooming and accepting all these other things happening. So when you crash into somebody and all of a sudden you're getting feelings for someone, and you're thinking about going back into the dating world, you're like, like my career, my plan, I still have 3 more degrees to get. Like, I don't know what this situation is. I don't know who you think you're talking to, boo-boo. Like, that's not what I'm here for. And all of a sudden, and now the person might not be in college. Actually, they could be outside. They could be way outside, and you might feel like you want to tame them a little bit. You know, you guys will have this weird mix in ways that you'll think they need to lighten up, they'll think that you need to chill out, and vice versa. And you might even decide to have a business partnership with this person, or that could be going on, or something about it might just fuel you to go do your own business, get more control of your life. But overall, things look good. I feel like your health, your eating habits, your weight, your, you know, whatever it is, like your body energy, like I don't know if like your blood, your pH, your whatever it is in your system that might have been up and down, even like temperature or something I'm getting, that should be balancing out. I feel like you'll do good in staying with your studies, but also being reminded when you being out there too much, getting so stressed you want to cry, Virgos, okay? Capricorn's on the inside, unless you're a Pisces. We see the soft side of Capricorn. But you know, instead of going all the way to the point, you're going to realize, wait, I do have someone who actually cares, who actually listens, that I can have a fun time with, that I can have a heart-to-heart time with. And it might feel like the damnedest thing, but the most grounded thing in your life might be somebody who is just out of this world. Or the thing that's going to be most grounded to you is this like wild out there spirituality, this out there love. And it's just going to feel great though to be connected and to not to feel like you have to carry this cross, these burdens alone by yourself anymore. Okay. And your crystal, you got the same one as another option, is the salt, which might seem ironic because I think a lot of you, some of you are a little too grounded, but this is just letting you know that you're going to find balance. Okay. You might have to find the right seasoning with this person. You know, it reminds me literally what I'm seeing is when two people start dating, you have to go into the kitchen together and see how to make meals to a way that you both like, right? How to find that median point of seasoning and taste and flavors and what you order. Now sometimes you just have to get half and half pizza. That's just the way it is. Sometimes, you know, the person who likes it spicy has to leave the spice off for a moment till the other person gets their food. But sometimes, you know, you start acquiring other tastes. You start meeting in the middle a bit more. You learn to be truthful because you're like, damn, I'm gonna have to die, go in the bathroom crying, eating this extra spice until I tell them that I'm from Montana and we don't eat spice like that. So either I'm gonna die or I'm gonna tell the truth. Which one? So you're gonna have this authenticity that is pulled, or this truth that's just pulled out of you. And you might get annoyed because you might used to being the boss or something. Like you never have to put it out there like that. You just play cool and everyone does what you want. And this person's gonna be like, look, I'm living my best life. I'm out here experimenting, exploring, and I'm willing to work with you and connect with you how we do. But you're gonna have to tell me what you really like. What do you like? What do you want? What do you want? And you're just gonna be like, damn, making me have to figure it out. And you guys will both do this to each other in different ways. And I don't even feel like it's the big ultimatums about the wedding and stuff. I feel like I do see a wedding and a marriage coming, and it will come with all the things you guys like consider, the mixture of cultures, the mixtures of education and exploration and spirituality with the practical and mundane and the arts and all of this together, which is really wonderful. But it's going to be more the real dating shit, like those real ways of getting to know someone, the salt of the day-to-day connectedness and stick-to-itiveness that a real relationship has. And sometimes, you know, a lot of hopeless romantics can't get into relationships like that, right? It's too real. And a lot of realists have difficulty bending and flowing with an actual real relationship that touches the heart. So this is going to pull together all of those strands and weave together something that has a lot of integrity, something that's very unique and very beautiful. Now, some of you, this is like your career path. This whole thing has been like a metaphor for like your career path. Not to say you won't have love, but some of you, you're just more focused on your career path, or you might have been thinking more about that. And yeah, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same emotional tests and buttons and lessons and exhilaration and learning methods. But overall, I see it coming out really good, and business looks good, y'all. Your money, your education path, your finances, that's not going to suffer. You're going to maintain feeling grounded. It's more the energy of becoming a power couple, or really syncing up with the career path that you, or the community group that you're joining in with to accomplish the things that you want, and learning that you can be even more emotional, more authentic, and more successful by embracing all aspects of yourself. So that's what I see for y'all. I hope y'all watch this whole reading. Let me know, because I think they're like 20 minutes each for 6 options. It's going to take forever to upload, but you know I love y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much. Please keep sharing. I want to hit 10K soon, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready. You know, usually I'm pretty low key, and now I'm like, you know, hey, 10K sounds good. Let's do it, Divine Rebels. And I will have some giveaways and stuff, so stay tuned. When we, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about hitting 10K. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll talk to you again soon on another one. Bye.